Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? Okay, so I'm gonna try this one more time today. We have a couple screens going on at the same time, and I want to make sure we got everything rocking and rolling, and looks like we're good to go. Okay, so I'm gonna try this one more time today. Can you guys hear me? Not hearing anything. Okay, let's see. I want to make sure we got everything rocking and rolling, and looks like we're good to go. Okay, so maybe that's not gonna work because I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I hear myself twice after I speak. Anyways, what's up? It's your girl Adelina Olivares, and I wanted to come on live and share with you guys a little bit of the wisdom and knowledge that I have and know about what universal laws are and how they affect our reality and how we can break cycles of self-sabotage so that we can start experiencing life the way we really want it to, with more peace, more joy, better health, and more love, more success. And so I really hate the echo of this, but we're gonna keep rolling with it, okay? So I do coaching. I have developed what has been adopted as the Dagos experience. Dagos stands for transformation. It's a rune, and it symbolizes, going from dark to light, from sorrow to joy, and anything that has to do with transformation. And so in life, anytime we want to do better, be better, become more, we have to go through a transformation. And I want to share with you a little bit of information of what that transformation really looks like so that you don't give up in the process of your growth and your steps towards your goals. Because I have worked with people for many years now, and it's all about goal setting and doing what you got to do to achieve your goals. But everybody has heard this time and time again that here comes New Year's and we do the New Year's resolutions, and then a couple months later it's like, where did it all go, right? A lot of times I hear the same story as I knew better. I just didn't do better. I knew I should have left, but I couldn't. I knew I should have done this or not done that, but why do we not follow through? And the reason is because of, these real life universal laws that govern our reality, our life. And so the ones I talk about in my workbook are the law of attraction, which basically says that like attracts like, okay? So positivity attracts positivity, yada, yada, yada. That, you know, negativity, hold on, we're trying to connect here. Let me send, what's up, Yvette? How you doing? Okay, so we're talking about universal laws. The law of attraction says that like attracts like, right? But we can't always be positive, obviously, right? Life throws curveballs at us. We're all going through certain things in life. There's other people we got to deal with. And so being positive is not really the focus here, okay? The focus here is understanding a little bit more in some other areas of universal laws, which are the law of habit and hypnotic rhythm and the law of compensation. And so those are really important when you are working towards any type of goal, okay, whatever that is, whether it's being happier, whether it's being more successful, whether it's building better relationships, whatever it is, whatever goal it is, understanding the law of compensation and the law of habit is going to be like a breakthrough for you, okay? So stick with me. All right. So In my workbook, what it says here is that it says the law of compensation. I should have. Okay, the law of compensation states that the energy of your work and effort applied in all your endeavors will be compensated to you according to the frequency of your energy. This includes your work, school, home, and family. Okay, so that's where I would talk more about, like, don't just go through the motions of doing things, because you can go through the motions of doing things and not get the result that you want. You can go through the motions of, let's say you want to lose weight. You can go through the motions of exercising day in and day out, or watching what you eat, and you still don't get the result that you want because you're going through the motion, but your the frequency and the energy that you're carrying through the motions is not a match to the result that you want. Okay, so understanding that your energy and the frequency of your energy, that means like the strength of your energy, is what's determining that result. Okay, not just what you're doing. And so some of us can complain about everything we're doing, and we can make really good money, and while we're working we're complaining, and it's like for nothing, because at the end it's like the same way it came in is the same way it went out, and we're working really hard on like building our finances and things like that. So the energy and the frequency of everything that you're doing is so important. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the law of habit. The law of habit states that habits are formed by thinking, speaking, and doing something over and over and over again. Okay, once it becomes a habit and it's a strong habit, we tap into what's called hypnotic rhythm. Okay, hypnotic rhythm is that state of mind that we operate in that's automatic. And so it's like automatically we're going to connect certain words and actions to certain emotions, because that's just the way we're programmed now to be. We're in a habit. And so let's say you have somebody who, when they feel angry or frustrated, they shut down and isolate. And then the result is not something they want, right? They want to not do that, but the next time they feel that emotion, they're going to more than likely do that, even though they know like that's not the result that I want. I wasn't trying to hurt you by isolating from you. I wasn't trying to, create this result, but our habits keep us doing and speaking in the same way, even though we know better. And that's what the law of habit and hypnotic rhythm is all about, understanding like why it is that you do the things that you do. Okay, and so when you consider wanting to change, wanting to level up, wanting to break cycles, wanting to break the mold, wanting to be different, you got to understand the process of change. You have to understand the process of growth. Understanding the law of attraction, the law of habit and hypnotic rhythm, the law of compensation is a tool that I use when I help support people through that transformation, through their growth. Because how many times do we start something and not finish it, and feel guilty and get angry and then think like it's just never going to happen? And so having a coach by your side to really like support you and guide you through that is so beneficial. I had my own coaches and my own people that I surrounded myself with through my own different changes in life, because I knew I just couldn't do it alone, right? But once I understood what the law of habit and hypnotic rhythm was, and how the law of compensation was really affecting my life, I kind of learned to give myself a break and not feel so guilty for where I was at in the moment. I kind of learned to understand that like if what we plant is what we reap, and I just planted this new seed, then I have to give it time to grow. I have to allow myself to be in that dark space while my roots are forming and becoming strong, to be alone and be able to gain that ground, and then eventually sprout up, and when your root is barely growing, that's a lot of times when people can give up in their desire to be different or do better or become more, because it can be dark, it can be lonely, it can be challenging, and if you're not careful, you can totally, think that nothing's ever going to change. But if you realize, for real, realize, I'm just in my roots phase, and it's okay that I'm alone here. It's okay that it's dark. It's okay that it's scary here. Uh, Eventually, I'm going to break ground and sprout up. Eventually, the rest of this is going to start, blossoming, and eventually the fruit will show. I will have a result, right? But that's why I wanted to share with you guys how important it is to understand these universal laws that really do govern our reality. And I've seen it because I've seen it where with my clients, um, once they get it, once they understand, once they know, like, okay, I get it, this is where I'm at, it's so much easier to give yourself that break that you need, to love yourself through that process, to lift yourself up, because it's okay that other people don't recognize the change in you, because it's an inner change before it's an outer change, and you learn to give people a break for how they're still seeing you and treating you. And so going on in that change and that transformation, um, when I work with a client, we do what is called a mission statement. And my mission is to support them through their transition or through their growth, through their um, breaking of their mold, the breaking of their cycle. And their mission is to show up for themselves, to show up and do the work, to be open-minded, because we don't know what we don't know, right? And unless we learn something different, unless we allow ourselves the opportunity to learn something new, we're going to keep operating in the same way that we've been operating, doing the same things we've been doing, maybe tweaking it up a little bit, but that's just like going and plucking off the fruit off a tree and expecting it to deliver a different kind of fruit. It doesn't work like that. You really have to transform. You have to create like a whole new programming of how you operate so that you can create the results that you want. So from there, we identify like why it is that we do the things that we do. Going to that, like, why do we do the things that we do? Because we've been programmed to. Okay, we were like this little garden, and the people that we were born into, our parents and our family and our society and our religion and our culture, all had an influence into who we were becoming, into our programming. We were taught to think what we think right now. We were taught to think that way because of who we were born into, what we were born into. And some of that is good, and some of it serves us. Some of it is really great for us, but some of it is a reason why we self-sabotage so much, why things can be so difficult. And so our job is to identify what's good, what part of my belief system is beneficial for me, and what part of my belief system is not beneficial for me. And then identify, like, where did I pick it up, so that if it's not beneficial for you, hey, that's a place to do the next step, which is detach. Okay, you gotta detach from certain mindsets, certain people, certain places, certain things, in order for you to create the transformation, to start that transformation process. If you can identify where it's coming from, where it came from, and what it is, especially, then you own the ability to transform it, right? And so detaching from the mindsets that keep us limited, detaching from the mindsets that make us feel like we're powerless to anxiety or depression or to certain circumstances, um, detaching from that kind of mindset and belief can free us to allowing ourselves to start building a new empowered mindset where eventually new words are going to flow from, new actions are going to come from, and then that's when you see the different results in your life. And that part is establishing. So my workbook is identify, detach, and then establish. You establish that new mindset. You decide, you choose. Hey, you know what? Those were your ways, but they're not my ways. And I'm going to do things different from now on. And maybe you think like that, and maybe I thought like that before, but it hasn't worked out too well for me. So I'm going to change the way I think. I'm going to change the way I do things. And from here on out, I'm going to do things my way. And maybe I will mess up along the way, but I know now where I'm headed. I know now that I don't have to, I'm not like rooted in this way and have to be this way for the rest of my life. I know I can create change in my life. I can own the power that I have. And our power, guys, is our ability to think and choose. That's our free will. We have, if you think about it, under all creation, okay, under everything that was created and what we can even fathom, all the universe, everything within it, the plant life, the animal life, the water, the mountains, the earth, everything. Only humans have the ability to think and choose. That's our power. That's our free will. To think and to choose. Okay? What happens is we give away our power. We don't own our power. And then we go through life not living it the way we want to. Always desiring more and different. Our soul knows what we want. Our soul knows who we really are. Okay? And understand that the person you are until you learn to think for yourself is the person that was created by others. Okay? Now I'm going to say that again. The person you are until you learn to think for yourself, to choose who you really want to be, is a person that was created by others. Not even really who you are. For example, I used to be, and sometimes I still am, I'm not perfect, a very big yelling mom. But I chose that I didn't want to be that kind of mom anymore, that way wasn't working for me. And where I picked it up from is where I said, like, if that's the way you guys want to be and that's the way it's been in this area for so long, then that's fine. But I don't want to continue it anymore. And I've had to work, and I still got to work at not allowing myself to be that, to be who I choose to be, which is a more patient and understanding and disciplined, firm mom, but not a yeller, right? So establishing a new identity of who you really are, establishing a new set of standards, a new belief system, your own set of rules. That's owning your power, and that's exactly what we're here to do in this life. And that's the ability that we have to reach our goals, to have our dreams come true, to live our best lives. So, what you guys think? I think that's some pretty good stuff. Okay, so understanding, like the first things first in the workbook is understanding the programmed mind. You know, we have this pre-programmed mind that was created by others, that was influenced by others, that we carry, and where everything stems from. Our words, our actions, our feelings, our thoughts, everything stems from this programming. Okay? And the programming is created by what we've learned in life, right? So when I say it was influenced by others, it was because everything that we see, everything that we hear, the experience of life that we're living is forming our programming. We learn by hearing, seeing, and feeling. We learn through experience. And so from the time we're little, even from the time we're in the womb, we can hear our mother. What do people tell pregnant moms? Hey, talk to your baby, sing to your baby, because your baby can what? Hear you. Rub your belly. Don't get angry because your baby can what? Feel you. So two out of the three main factors of our learning abilities is already established when we're in the womb. So when we are born, we are already learning and being programmed by others around us. And that programming, like I said, is where everything is going to stem from. And then the goal becomes identifying. Is that really how I want to keep living? Is that belief really beneficial for me? You know, so when you understand, like, I'm this way because I heard this growing up, I seen this growing up, I went through this growing up, and through my adult life, this is what I keep seeing and hearing and going through. It's just going to continue and continue unless you intentionally start creating a new program. And the way you do that is by intentionally listening to new things, seeing, looking at new things, and creating experiences, going places where you create different types of feelings inside. All of those things help in creating a whole new program for you. And that's the goal, is to create a program that's beneficial for you. My success is different than your success. My happy is way different than your happy. What I consider love and joy and success and happiness can be different. It's different to anybody and everybody else, right? So my programming doesn't have to be the same as anybody else's. I get to choose. I get to choose what I want to believe in. And what you believe in, I guarantee you, is what's going to be true for you. Okay? What you believe in will be true for you. And if you learn to believe in yourself and you believe that you have the power to choose, that you have the ability to create a programming that can allow you to live a limitless lifestyle, a happy, fulfilled life, and you go after it, I guarantee you can create it. But if you don't believe in that, if you don't believe in yourself, if you believe that life is just what it is, that's exactly what it's going to stay being for you. So I really, really wanted to share some of this information with you because I'm part of this world and I'm out there and I work in a field where so many people are struggling with mental health issues and addiction. And I I absolutely love when I see people hear this information, go through this course, and experience that, what? Ah, I can do this. And then to see them actually start doing the work for themselves, and then see them create the results, and then be like, oh my God, I'm actually doing this. This is actually working. I love it. Like, I feel so good and things are changing. And I'm not going to say it doesn't get messy. It does, because there's a lot of emotional work that we go through. But man, to start seeing results, seeing that for my clients, for others that I'm working with, that's super beautiful. And that's why I wanted to take time today and share with you guys just a little bit about, what it is that I do, how it is that I work with others, and hopefully something you hear tonight will revive in you the spark, light it back up so that you can go after what it is you've been wanting to go after. My wish for you guys and everybody is just that you understand this. Accountability is power. Okay, when you own your shit, you can change it. When you take accountability for you and you say, this isn't working for me, so I'm going to change it. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to make things better or right or good. You can create that better life. But it takes being accountable, knowing that what you do and don't do matters. And that you have so much opportunity to become everything you want to become. You can learn what you need to learn. It's at the tip of our fingers. On YouTube, social media, there's so much instant information out there that there is no excuses. There is no excuses for you to stay where you're at if you're not happy there. I surrounded myself with mentors that were going to feed my ears life, that were going to help me change the perspective that I was in and how I saw things. And I connected with them, and I stayed there until I was ready to take my own steps. And I'm so thankful for my mentors. I'm so thankful for the people who were there for me through my transformation, through my growth, and who are still here with me now. And so going back to my desire for you is, when you take accountability for what you do and what you don't do, when you decide, like, I'm going to do this on purpose and I'm going to not do this on purpose, and you start creating the life that you want, that's my desire for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I welcome your thoughts, your comments, your messages. You can inbox me if you want it to be private, but I really appreciate your presence here. I really appreciate your engagement. I really appreciate that you would share this video, because you just never know who it might really help have a breakthrough moment. People are going through a lot out there, and if they hear this and it gives them a little bit of hope to keep going, to do better, then we did our part together, you and I, to make sure that happened. So I appreciate you. And as always, send you a lot of peace and love.